Hi boys and girls, it's Mrs. Viviana with today's reading lesson. This week we're going to focus on how do people get food from plants. So I'm going to read like 3 stories that all have to do with how we get food from plants. So for today I'm going to read an informational text called Bread Comes to Life, a Garden of Wheat and a Loaf to Eat. It's written by George Levinson and photography is by Shamal Thayer. So these are real pictures. So there's no illustrator, it's a photographer. Bread is the food we eat every day. So many kinds, so many ways. White bread, black bread, small bread, tall bread, thin bread, twin bread, dinner rolls, bread with holes, hard day old, tough bread, soft, squishy, fluff bread. Look at that one, it's as tall as that girl. She's pretending that's a baseball bat. Bread is toast, bread is crumbs, bread is pizza, bread is buns. How is bread made? Where is it from? This week's lesson is about summarizing. Now remember, summarizing is telling the most important things that have happened. So if I stopped right now and summarized what we've learned so far, what might I say? Yeah, it talks about all the different kinds of breads and it's different shapes and sizes. And then it asks some questions. I wonder if we're going to find out how bread is made and where it comes from. Let's keep reading. This baker makes his bread from scratch by sowing wheat in his backyard patch. So scratch means from the beginning, and sowing seeds, you can see he's throwing the seeds. That's sowing seeds. Soon those seeds send down roots and sprout into shoots of bright green grass. The days pass and that grass grows into sturdy blades, tall and straight, finely made with budding heads and bristly hair, gently waving in the air. When the crop is ripe and old, the tops are bowed and streaked with gold. And every head of wheat contains many tiny finished grains. If you can see, it's kind of hard to see those finished grains. Time to cut the golden field, gather up the backyard yield. Stack up piles of sun-dried stalks, rub them in a threshing box. It's the simple old-time miller's craft of separating wheat from chaff. Let's see. So all of this is the wheat, but they only want the seeds. What's left are seeds, a hefty load, many times the number sowed. And each new grain of harvest wheat looks just like a loaf to eat. You see that? Kind of looks like a little bread loaf. Now is the hour to grind those grains into whole wheat flour. So if I were to stop right now and ask you to tell me what you've learned so far, that's like summarizing. Can you think of what you've learned so far? Yes, so far we've learned there's many kinds of bread, and we've learned that they were made from wheat. And the part of the wheat that's used are the seeds, and they grind it into the flour. Let's keep reading. With simple tools and easy rules, it's on with the show to make some dough and bring fresh bread to life. yeast, honey, water, flour, salt, oil, and muscle power. Dump it, thump it, dust it, knead it, squash it, stretch it, toss it. Now, I'm wondering if you guys could tell me the steps in how to make bread. Yeah, first you have to mix all the ingredients, and then you get to make the dough and you get to pound it and thump it and knead it. Get to toss it. Set it aside to rest and rise. It grows and grows to twice the size. Punch it down and give it some shape. Let it rise again. Put it in to bake. Slice it fresh. It's better than cake. Whatever the shape it finally takes, wherever the place it finally bakes. Every day we are blessed with a mountain of bread. It's the staff of life. May all be fed. And here we have another page. How's this different from the rest of the pages? Lots of words, little pictures. Yeah, the author included these pages to share more information about wheat. And we're not going to read it because we don't have time to read it all, but it says wheat is neat, wheat is grain, grow a plot, wheat is grass, sprout a pot, wheat is gum, double your fun. What about the rootin' tootin' gluten? What is bread? Bake a loaf? It's got a recipe there. And then we have the ends. Those are the ends of the bread. Now, this book tells us about all the steps needed to make bread. It shows us how bread is made and how wheat is ground into flour, and then you mix all the ingredients, and then you have bread. And that's the summary of the story. Remember, when we summarize, we tell the most important parts of the story. I hope you guys can retell this story to somebody at home.